Are you seriously going to eat, you fat blibbity blabbity blob? I mean, some of you might be like,
Continue.
why would I want to start this?
Sensitive. She's sensitive.
You are listening to the Tami Talks Unscripted Healing Podcast, where we share stories that are, you guessed it, unscripted.
That's the thing, this journey doesn't stop.
It doesn't really
right?
end. We have a general sense of the topic each episode, but really the whole point is just to show up and be authentic and let our inner child speak its truth. And I have continued to work through that story of constantly hearing, well, we don't want, got a hot dog on our hands. Yeah, guess what, Mr. Sabatsky, you do. So I'm so excited that you are here, and it is my hope that you hear yourself somewhere in the story so that way you can feel seen and heard as well. So let's start talking. Welcome to the 100th episode of the Tami Talks Unscripted Healing Podcast. I am just over the moon excited about this milestone and today's episode, which was why I'm in all the feels and super emotional over here, because what you're about to hear is just so good. And it was so, the whole thing was divinely planned, even for it to be the 100th episode, because I've mentioned in the last few weeks that I didn't know what this episode was supposed to be, because it feels like a pretty big milestone that I should celebrate. And for once, try not to deny myself the moment that it is and trying to downplay it and just fully own it as this really important moment and milestone in my life. And I was starting to feel that pressure of not knowing what this episode was going to be. And then everything just clicked. And I knew exactly what this episode was supposed to be and why God and the universe were waiting and saying, Tami, don't make anything official yet. I got something coming for you. I've got someone coming for you who is going to be your first guest in months. And you're going to see why. So just hold on, trust, as always. And we will guide you. And that absolutely happened. And so I'm so excited. But before I dive into this episode, I just want to thank each and every one of you for pressing play every week. And for those of you that have sent messages to let me know when something resonated with you, when it gave you something to think about and it gave you aha, or it gave you content just to unpack, you have no idea what that means to me. And how that helps me show up every week, knowing that someone is out there pressing play. Someone's inner child is feeling heard. It means everything to me. And I will continue to show up. I will continue to be here for all of you and for your inner child. And I cannot wait to see what this year brings, because this year feels huge. It feels so significant. And you're going to hear even more as to why that is with my guest coming up here. She dives into what is really happening this year and the energy, and it's some powerful stuff. So I'm excited to see what that means for the Tami Talks Unscripted Healing Podcast, because even though we're 100 episodes in, it feels like we're just getting started. And so, I just looked at the timer and it said 333. Oh, boom, that's confirmation. Oh, cool. Anyway, I am about to welcome my guest. And this is basically a part 2, actually kind of a part 3, because last week I was in Sedona recording from a very sketchy hillside, and I'll share more of that story so I won't rehash it. But I got done editing that, and I'm like, this has to be a part 2, because I recorded that on Friday, but then so many amazing things happened that Saturday in Sedona. And I'm like, I have to reach out to her to see if she would be willing to hop on the podcast and be my guest for the 100th episode, because it is such a beautiful example of what this podcast is, what it stands for, what the mission is. And so I am so excited to welcome my newest soul sister, Maureen Webb, to the podcast, and the beautiful woman who took a second to say, bless you. Before I get you to the episode, I did want to mention that after we got done recording, Maureen, being the sweetheart that she is, wanted to offer a promo code for anyone that wanted to dive deeper into the work that she does, because it is absolutely amazing. And so you will see her information, all the ways to contact her in the show notes, but also to use that promo code if you are interested in diving deeper into your human design and all these other aspects of the things that this amazing woman offers. There's no doubt she was brought into my life and now all of yours for a reason. So I hope you enjoy the episode. If anything from today's episode resonated with you, please be sure to leave a comment, to rate the episode, like it, subscribe, all of those things. It would be such a gift to receive those, especially on today of all days. I would love to hear how this podcast has impacted you in any small way, if it has helped your inner child feel seen or heard or given you hope along your life's path, your soul's journey, that would mean the absolute world to me. And one more thing, I was trying to think of something fun that I could do as a way to say thank you to all of the listeners. And so with it being the 100th episode, I thought, you know what? I will give a $100 Amazon gift card for someone to spend on their inner child. It has to be something that creates fun and joy in your life. But anyone who comments on this episode, whether you are on YouTube or whatever podcast platform, there's usually a space you can leave a comment if you rate the episode, or even hop over to social media and comment on any of the promotional posts, the reels that go out, or the post that introduces the episode. If you like and comment on those, I will enter you in for that drawing and announce that on the following week who wins that $100 gift card for Amazon or your inner child, as my way to say thank you so much for continuing to press play. Okay, on to the episode officially, so you can witness the magic that happened out in Sedona. Welcome, everyone. I have part 2 here with me. I had to do it after that first Sedona podcast. If you listen to episode 99, you heard me talk about this woman from the grocery store. And I recorded that on Friday afternoon on the hillside of a mountain in Sedona. But then Saturday happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, this episode is so incomplete because there's this really awesome, amazing part of this story. And the real reason I was called out to Sedona. And so I reached out to the beautiful soul, Maureen Webb, to see if she would be my guest and have the honor of being on the 100th episode, because this is so divinely guided, the entire thing. And it just, everything about you being on this episode and what this podcast stands for with every episode. Just, we're going to talk about your healing journey and, you know, get into some childhood stuff, but just how you and I met and everything that went behind that is literally what this podcast is about. So I just feel like, wow, if there was any way to put a stamp on this, it's having you here because you're such a beautiful model of what this is all about. And so thank you for joining me. Really last minute, I messaged you yesterday like, hey, do you want to share your story on a podcast?
I don't think I text back nearly as fast. I think it was like in a nanosecond. My brain was like, yes, of course.
Oh, and I love that. I was like, if it's not in alignment, then I don't want you to do it. And so when I got that back, I was like, okay, this feels good. This feels good. So
yes.
yeah. So welcome, Miss Maureen Webb. I would love for you to just share a little bit about, you give people a little snapshot because we're obviously going to dive much deeper into your story, but who is Maureen Webb? And then we'll get into the real story of how you and I met and what happened after.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for who knew a week ago that this was going to be either one of our lives?
Right?
Like, who knew?
Truly, we didn't even know each other existed literally a week ago. We met last Thursday morning.
Oh, that is so wild to me. And I'm just I am just so delighted and tickled that I get to be here with you. So yeah. I'm Maureen Webb. Hello. If there's anybody out there, I do live in Sedona, so I'm used to the woo questions. So, Aries Sun, Capricorn Moon, Leo Rising.
I love that.
2-4 sacral generator.
Every guest come on and do their birth chart and what their signs are.
Yeah, let me just give you my big 3. Let me just let you know what you're in for.
Oh, I love it.
It's so weird to start off my story with what I'm about to tell you, but it always kind of shocks people, and I enjoy that.
Bring it.
So I moved here to beautiful Sedona in 2022 after living my entire life, born and raised on the south side of Chicago. And I was a Chicago police officer for 16 years. I worked on the south side. I was on the street. I was inside for a little bit, but I have seen it all. I have experienced the full spectrum of what humans are capable of, both in a positive and negative circumstance. And I really do feel like I do not regret that time, because I really do feel that 16 years was the foundation that I needed to become Maureen version 2.0, which is what I lovingly call myself.
I love it. Yes. I've had many
Um,
versions. I'm not sure which one I'm on anymore.
I know. I was like, in reality, it's probably like Maureen version like 872. But version 2.0 sounds so much nicer,
I
right?
love it. Yes.
So I have 2 rescue pitties that are my world. I am such an advocate for animals. Like I'm huge on that. What I do is I take spirituality, the modalities that we know and love, astrology, human design, gene keys, shadow work, all of those things, and I combine them, and I have created AI guides to help people learn those modalities in a way that is incredibly practical for everyday life. It's
Oof.
not just tell me what my sun in Aries means for me,
Yeah.
right? Because you can go to Google and look at that.
Right.
I love rich descriptions.
Mm,
I want to know what it feels like. I want to know what being an Aries means on a day-to-day basis. It
yeah.
doesn't mean, and I'm an Aries, obviously, like it doesn't mean that I am just angry and mad and I just jump into everything. There's such subtlety and difference.
Uh-huh.
And for me, learning that and being able to teach other people that, for me, I just that is the way I get to guide now. I no longer serve and protect, but I absolutely serve, and I allow people to reclaim their power. That is what
Ooh.
I get to guide people in their journey. And for me, being able to show you your path and your power and watch you use it, to me, that is the greatest gift that I can give the world. So that's what I do.
Oh, jeez. Like, start
I
crying
know,
over
right? I
here.
didn't ooh, that was yeah.
But I love that just talking
Yeah,
about what you do
yeah,
evoked that much emotion. Like, I care so deeply. This is a part of my soul's path to be able to
yeah,
serve in this way. And it matters so much to me. And I feel that because that's really what inner child work and doing all that is for me too.
yeah,
It's like, oh, and it doesn't feel like work. It's just something that you're so passionate about. And it just oozes from who you are and what you do
yeah,
and how you show up in the world.
yeah.
And so we ended up going out for lunch.
We
And at one
did.
point she's like, can I make it weird and give me your date of birth and where you were born and your time? I'm like, absolutely, please make it weird. Because these are the kind of conversations that I want in my life. And when you mentioned like that richness and that depth and yes, and like getting to know each other on a deeper level, a spiritual level, that is connection. That is like intimacy with friends, with partners on a totally different level, or even with
Yeah.
coworkers when you know these aspects of who they are. It's not just a personality test. Like this is
Mhm.
our soul's blueprint. And what you're providing, what you're putting out into the world
Yeah.
is so beautiful. So you are absolutely still serving and guiding in a incredibly amazing way. So, and
Oh, yeah.
really, I think about when you said that about serve and protect, like that you used to do that. I'm like, it still feels like you're doing that. Like you're protecting their path, you're protecting their soul's
Mm.
purpose. And I
Ooh.
was like, ooh, because the way you're
Ooh.
helping guide that just gave me the goosebumps. And those are my goosebump confirmations. So
You
that's
know
the
what's
thing.
really funny is I've literally never said that before, and now you're making me think about that, like, oh, it's interesting when you're in flow what comes out, and
Yeah.
thank you for showing that, like, allowing me to see that, 'cause I don't think I would have seen it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause when we think about our soul's path, like we can get off track. And actually, I just posted
Yeah.
the other night, like I biffed it on a box jump because I lost focus for a little bit. When we think about the things that we're doing throughout our everyday life, it's so easy to get distracted by
Yeah.
outside things that we can lose track of that path. And you're like, hey, I've got bumper rails on this thing for you. I
Yeah.
know where you're headed and I know what your purpose is. And I know, like you are literally the
Well,
protecting
thank
that
you.
for people. So good stuff. Good stuff. So yes, let's take everyone back. So I recorded this
Yes.
episode on Friday, last
Mhm.
week's episode on Friday.
Yeah.
you and I had met Thursday morning. So I'm sharing this story on the podcast about how I get into Sedona on this impromptu trip. And I had said the entire time, like, I don't know why I'm being called out here, but I'm obviously being called out here. It felt completely divinely guided because it was not on my radar at all.
Yeah.
And my schedule was already clear and all these pieces of the puzzle fell in place. I was able to receive money that I was owed years ago to buy my plane ticket out. And like, it was just weird, like weird, right? I'm using air quotes because it was absolutely like I was being sent on a mission and I was being provided with the support so I could complete this mission.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was yet though, right? And so I'm exploring that and being open. I'm getting my groceries on Thursday morning. I'm still in my pajamas. Right before you came around the corner, I think I touched the back of my hair. I'm like, did I actually even comb my hair before I came here? And then I start sneezing. And so I'm looking at something and I start sneezing. And then all of a sudden I see this woman come out in front of me. And she's like, bless you. I'm like, thank you. And then I sneezed again. And then she disappears around the aisle, but then pops back.
Like the creeper I am.
But that's what was so funny is because the second you did that, and then you said, can I tell you something? Like, that is 100% something I would do. So that's kind of why I was chuckling. I'm like, oh, I already knew you were like one of my people because you did that. So yeah.
Yeah, that was so wild because I was running late. I have a whole ritual when I get up, got to let the dogs out and all these things. And I was running late that day. And then I forgot that I didn't have food. I had to go to the store so I could cook for them because I am that dog mom. I'm 100% that dog mom. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just go run real quick, come back, all the things. And I heard you sneeze and it's so instinctual for me to just say, bless you. That's how I was raised. Somebody sneezes, you say, bless you. That's just, you don't think anything of it. And then you sneezed again and I said, bless you. And I literally heard a voice in my head say, you need to let her know she's regulating her nervous system. And I was like, okay, this is going to be weird, but fuck it. Like, why not, right? And I did feel a little bit weird coming back and like poking my head like a little kid, like, hey, hi, you're in Sedona. These things happen all the time. We're weird.
That's what I'm there for. I'm here for this.
The voice was so clear. And before my brain could tell me 10,000 reasons not to approach a stranger, my body was already moving. And I was like, and this is okay. And when that happens, I let it take the wheel. Jesus takes the wheel. Whoever it is, do it. But my higher self, I'm like, it just is. You started talking. And then we started talking about inner child and shadow work and that, oh my God, like,
just within
I don't know the
3
words.
minutes at the grocery store meeting each other, we're already talking about inner child work. Like, I'm sorry, people. Like, if you're gonna have an encounter with me, we're likely gonna go there. So it's just same thing for you. Like, you can't not talk about it, right?
And it blew me away because I had literally asked the universe for help to show me the way, like the night before, and I will try to not cry, but I will also not apologize if I do.
Good.
And I know you didn't know how much this meant to me. And even when we talked about it on Saturday, I have been working through. So I guess I should back up. I am 46 years old. I am about to be 47. I am not skinny by any means. I have always had body issues, but I have always been athletic. I have been dieting since I was 13. Yeah. I'm sure I have lost and gained hundreds of pounds throughout my life. And it has been the one thing that I know I have to work through, but I have been completely terrified to do it because I know it's just like, it's going to open up something unpleasant. And as much as I love shadow work, it's scary. It's scary, right? And that, I guess that's what courage is doing something you're completely terrified, but you're doing something new anyway. And I didn't even get to tell you this. So I have pushed away working on my own body image because, I have clients, I have to help them. Always pushing out for other people. I was a
Mhm.
police officer. I did for 8 to 12 hours a day as I answered calls and fixed problems. I
Yeah.
wasn't worried about me. All of my emotions, I just shoved that shit down. Just shove it
Uh-huh.
down or I drank it away because I didn't have time for it. And now
Right.
I'm an entrepreneur. Now I work from home. There is no running from this.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah, like,
Still here.
and in this, so my mother passed away in 2020. Her birthday was December 22nd. And I had a really difficult time with her birthday this go
Yeah.
around. It was, 5 years since she's passed. I am the oldest of two. She passed away from lung cancer. I was her primary caregiver. Like, we were ride or dies, right? And it was really hard when
Yeah.
she unexpectedly passed away. And I thought that I was getting
Mhm.
better. I thought I was getting better. This year, like, it broke me. There were days I couldn't get out of bed, and it was just this grief. I had never experienced it before, and I told myself, "Okay, we've gotta feel this."
Yeah.
I had, I wound up having a session with one of my mentors, and she said, "I want you to read this book." It was called The Mother Wound. I read it in 2 days. 2 days. And one of the biggest things I took from it was about nourishment.
Ooh.
And it's not just nourishing the body, but the heart, the mind, and the soul with, the mother wound. I was like, oh my God, it's back. My arch nemesis, my body image it's back. And I think it's time. It is time. If I want to move to the next level of who I want to be and how many people I want to help, I have to do this for myself.
Yeah.
And it's gonna suck, and I'm going to cry, and I'm not going to like it, and I'm probably gonna act like a little baby moving through this, but it's so in my face,
Yeah.
you cannot ignore it.
Right.
And I have learned when I do ignore the signs, they
Yeah.
get bigger and bigger
Uh-huh.
until it's painful physically, and I'm like,
Yes.
"Ooh, yeah, I don't want that anymore."
Right. I have said that so many times and you're like, wait, you can let that tower keep building and eventually it's gonna fall. Like
Yeah.
it's up to you how much you want to resist it versus saying, you know what? I can make these changes. I can make a conscious change. I can have the conversation. I can do the thing versus ignore, resist, and then the tower
Yeah.
crumbles. So yeah, that's real.
So I thought I was doing good. I was like, okay, you know what, Maureen? We're going to get a juicer. I'm going to go to Whole Foods every day. This is about me losing weight. Totally cool, right? I thought I was fine. I thought I was fine. And then January 6th happened, and we all witnessed the murder of Renee Good. And when I found out she had a 6-year-old, and I realized that that 6-year-old will never see their mother again. It It ripped me apart inside because I know what that feels like. I'll
Mm.
never see my mother again. But I was blessed with 41 years with her. And this poor child lost their father and now they lost and it just, oh, it ripped it open again. And I was like, you know what? This is more than physical. This is emotional and this is spiritual.
Yeah.
And again, I had another session with my mentor, and she talked about my relationship with food. And I had mentioned that I have a very hard time buying food for myself that's full price because I don't think I deserve it. I come from a lower middle class family that was on a very, very tight budget. And I am carrying that with me when it should be,
Yeah.
and I hate to should, but that should be long gone. And I had to think about that, and I had about a week until I saw her again, and she literally said, "Ask the universe for your next step, and the universe will provide." And I shit you not, That was Wednesday night. It was about 3:00. I had my session with her. I go outside into my backyard and I start my walking meditation. And I surrender. I was like, listen, man, like, can you throw me a bone? I'm ready. I am so ready to move past this. I cannot live my life like this anymore. I just can't. I need freedom from this. I need to shine. Like it just, I felt so silly. But it was just like I poured my heart out to the universe and I said, show me the way. I will listen. I will listen. And that's a big thing because I'm pretty hard at it. The next morning, I said, bless you. And in reality, you blessed me.
Ooh.
And that's why that is why I am just so completely honored to not only be here, but to have met you and to know you and to talk about this and to be part of the group, the Nourished Woman, because, oh my God, after you gave me your card and I looked you up and I saw the word dietitian and I saw the my whole body just tingled and I was like, holy shit, I literally asked for this yesterday. Like, how did I get something so quick? Like, I was like, at first I was like, I bet you she's not going to call me. This is a fluke. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that the universe has provided for me so quickly. I bet you this woman just thought I was fucking nuts. It's kind of like, how she'll never see me again. And then you text and we went out for lunch on Saturday and it's just like, I feel like my world has changed and I'm not even saying that just to say it. So much has happened. So many roads have opened, opportunities have come. I feel better about myself already, knowing that I made that decision in that moment for this timeline, that we're doing it. I asked for help, message received. I've found you. Like if it did not happen to me, I don't know if I could believe just how it's just so divine. So divine. And yeah, I'm just like I don't know what else to say. Like
I know.
Like I can cry more because like and they're happy tears. They're happy tears. I promise you, like, man, when the universe provides like that.
And that's why I wanted to share this story so people know like this happens, but that wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have listened to that initial voice that said, go tell her about sneezing and regulating her nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be the only other weirdo in the grocery store that gets it. But if you wouldn't have listened to that, like there's other episodes where I've talked about, we get these little invitations, we get these signs, we get these nudges. But you're right. Your ego didn't have time to step in there and be like, don't say that. She'll think you're weird. Like you just did it. You just acted on that instinct.
Mm-hmm.
And then we both just allowed ourselves to be authentically who we were in that moment. I'm not trying to hide that I talk about inner child stuff in the grocery store and you're not trying to hide who you are. And it was just, if we both wouldn't have just shown up fully who we are, we wouldn't have kept that going. Because all of a sudden then I'm like, I really want to learn more about you. Like, I would love to catch up. I'm not gone until Sunday. And then you gave me your card. So we were both just listening to that. Like, there's something about you that I need to know more about, not having any idea that any of this happened on the other side.
Right.
And I know you started listening to some of the episodes of the podcast. And so when we met, you picked me up. I'm like, little hitchhiker in Sedona. I'm like, I feel safe knowing that she's a cop. But I don't think I knew that yet. So
you didn't, but I did give you my license plate number. I was like, this is my card. This is my license plate number. Because I know if I just met somebody and they were like, hey, let me come pick you up. I'm like, I need some information to tell my people.
Obviously very trusting. And I just, feel good vibes.
But there's still that little police in me. I'm like, let me give her some information.
Which I should be like, maybe I should have some information before I get in the car with this woman. We sit down and I'm just like wanting to dive into your story. And then you just stop and you kind of put your hands on the table and you're like, so. And I'm like, what? And like, are you ready for someone else in your program? I was just like, what? And then I was like, you're the reason I came to Sedona. You sent me 1,500 miles to come to Sedona. Like, I knew it. As soon as I got that invite from my friend Sarah, I'm like, there must be a reason I'm going to Sedona. And then I'm, thinking on Thursday and Friday, like, oh, I'm supposed to be here to integrate all these, energetic shifts and changes and shedding of the snake and getting ready. Like, I just felt like I'm here to integrate, which I still think I was.
Oh, yeah.
To fully ground and be in that energy, allow myself to receive before I start pouring into this group. But there was still a part of me that felt like there's going to be some, like, that's it. That's why. And now I'm sitting across the table from him, like, you sent me? And I was just like, holy shit. Because like, this is the stuff you can't make up, and you have to share these stories, because when you think about how that was all orchestrated for my friend Sarah and them, they had this trip scheduled. It was a Christmas gift to her stepdaughter. So all of these wheels were already in motion. You're feeling this, you're putting that energy out there, around your mom's birthday, which is who knows when they planned that trip, right around Christmas time. I've got Sedona's not on my radar besides just every day in my dreams being back out there. But to think how that all orchestrated, that our energies are always connecting and interweaving, and we have no idea. 1,500 miles away, you were casting out that wish, that prayer, that manifestation.
The
somehow,
petition.
Oh
Call
my
it a
gosh.
petition.
Yeah. Like, it's just wild. And so to think sometimes when we feel like we're all alone, like, I feel like God and the universe are constantly orchestrating things for you behind the scenes that you have no idea about. And you never know the role you're going to play in someone else's life. If I wouldn't have listened to my intuition and felt that nudge, because it was immediate, like, oh, hell yeah. Before my ego. And I even said this on the 2 episodes ago. It was like, it didn't get a chance to get in and be like, well, Tami, you can't da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, the money thing came up, but I was like, nope, you're going to provide a solution. If I'm supposed to be out there, show me the how. And sure enough, it did. But this is such a beautiful example of how we do get the signs and the nudges. It's up to us to get quiet enough to listen, to not second guess, to be fully present in our own experience. To be fully authentic, because then you attract the right people. It's just like, oh, like I said, everything about what this podcast is like wrapped up into this.
Yeah, it was, I feel like this was a pretty spectacular experience, right? Like, one of the things that I have learned living here is that, number one, Sedona, when she calls you, there is a reason. 100%.
And you said that. You said that in the grocery store to me, and I was like, I know that's exactly what happened. I don't know why I'm out here, but she just called. And I'm staring right at the reason. I didn't even know.
I mean, I was a tourist for 4 years, and I would come here twice a year and just hike and go to my friends' sound baths. Like, just, that's all I would do. This was my place to recoup all of the energy that I had to expend throughout the year. And then I moved here, and it was not peaceful at first, because I truly do believe Sedona, when she calls, there is something to break down and rebuild.
Ooh, yeah.
And I mean, I moved here from Chicago, and my first 6 months here were very uncomfortable. I probably slipped into a depression because my body was excited, but my brain was like, what the fuck did you just do? You just left the police department 4 years before you were eligible for a pension. And you moved across the country. I had no idea what I was doing here. I had no clue. I just knew that I had to be here, and that was it. And now, hindsight 2020, that first 6 months was breaking me down so that I could put the pieces back together the way they were always intended to, without anybody on the outside telling me who I had to be, where I had to be, and what I had to believe or say. This Sedona for me was my blank canvas. I just had to go through the crunchy. I had to break down, and oh my God, we're all mosaics. I just started doing mosaics, right?
That's right.
Holy
We're
shit.
sorting the tiles.
Oh my God. Of course. oh my God, imagine life like a blank canvas and you are like you get to mosaic each experience on to, oh my God, that just like ping, just hit me. We're
So
literally
I'm feeling all the
creating.
feels over here because as you're talking about you moving to Sedona and it being this blank slate, I just realized that literally today is the 3-year anniversary of me moving into this apartment, having a blank slate, everything you just said about being in your own energy. And I was like, oh my God, this is the 3rd anniversary of me doing that literally right now, today.
Oh my God. I am like on
Whoa.
fire right now. Oh my
Full
God. I'm so
circle.
glad nobody can smell me right
Woo!
now. I am like, woo. Oh my God.
Ooh, my heart is racing. It was like, oh my gosh.
No, I can feel, oh my gosh. I mean, in three is such a powerful number.
Yeah.
Ooh, it is in human design. Cause I can't not.
Go there. Just go
The
there.
third line is like literally the fuck around and find out. It is about creativity, innovation. It
That is
is
literally me.
going,
So
what is it? Fools go where angels fear to tread. Like that's the third line. But it's because the third line is designed to master the material plane. You are here to go through all those bumps and all of that uncomfortableness because the third line, the three overall, it's about creating something new. This year, I bet you this year is going to be life changing for you.
I feel that. I truly do.
Oh my gosh,
Because it
that
took
is
those
so
3
beautiful.
years, there was so much healing that happened,
Hmm.
like worthiness wound to the very depths
Oh yeah.
of yeah. But especially in this last year, the whole year of the snake thing, like that was real. Like you said, that year ripped a lot of us
Ooh.
apart. Yeah. Because I feel like I had healed my worthiness wound to a pretty solid level. And then last year came and that was like the last remnants of that people pleaser and
Mhm.
like and it was brutal, but in the best way because it helped me see, what was really, 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 really far back in that closet in those shadows and to finally face it and work with it and heal because it was one of those things like even I would keep going back to old habits and
Yeah.
I may have the physical body part figured out, but
Hmm.
I sabotage and do things all the time in my business. So it's like I'm
Oh,
still
I
trying to
get it.
figure that out. And actually, even this morning, I felt like there was something that was just like coming up. I got all these plates spinning, and sometimes I have to really be careful of not shutting down and going into analysis paralysis where I just freeze. I go into a freeze state when I'm feeling
Oh,
overwhelmed. Or I just
what?
want to isolate. I can feel my inner child just want to go on a blanket. I'm like, nope, I don't want to come out and play. I don't want a
Mhm.
life or adult today. And that's why I don't ever claim to have this all figured out. I just know what it's like to go through it
Yeah.
and to be in it with someone and to see it from that different perspective. And so, I love how our work actually really complements each other. It's like, this
Yeah.
is going to be fun.
Yeah. And what's coming up for me when you're speaking about this is knowing that there are a lot of us that are going through this right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I realize, and I don't even know if I told you on Saturday, we're like the first line of energetic healers. We are the helpers.
Yeah.
We are moving through all of this heartache, this pain, this grief, guilt, you name it, because it makes us stronger and it is
Mhm.
cracking other people open.
It
So
is.
the people that are being cracked open right now need people who have been through it, who
Yeah.
can guide them, right? We're going through this, even though it sucks, because there is a higher calling for
Right.
us. So
Yeah.
when you say that everything that you have gone through has not been wasted. The
Right.
amount of infinite wisdom that you receive and continue to receive and live, you live your truth. That is going to be a light that shines for your people, and the vulnerability and the pain that people might think is weakness is going to be the ultimate strength.
Right.
And that is why we have to keep moving forward. That is why we do what we do. And we both share in human design, because of course, I did your chart.
Uh-huh.
We have that 2 line. I'm a 2/4, you're a 6/2. That's the natural, right? We need time to go in. But
Mm-hmm.
also, we go in because we have our own way. We are like little wizards, right? Witches and
Mm-hmm.
wizards, and we play. And then when it is time to come out into the world, when we are recognized, we can use our gifts to help and guide people. You're a
Yeah.
6 line. That vision, what is your vision for the world? That is what leads you, is your vision. And I've heard you talk about your vision, and I'm fucking there. I am there. Sign me up. I'll buy the plane ticket. I'll buy a magnet and a t-shirt. Like, we were born for this. If you know, you know. We were born for this. The universe works in mysterious ways, right? None of us are going to be able to make an impact by ourselves. We have called each other to each other in this time to build. To me, it's like, do you remember the light brights when we were kids?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're all a light. And the more of us that are on that
Yes.
wavelength, the
Ooh.
brighter the image is.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like this image is love. And we're all plugging in and we're
Mm.
finding each other so that the light can be brighter, especially in this dumpster fire that we are currently going through.
Right.
We need each other's light. And the universe was kind enough to deliver our lights to each other.
And actually, when you were saying that, it brought me back to that word protect, like protecting the light in others, like not even just yourself, but just as a collective,
Yeah.
as a whole. Like, you're right. We're almost kind of the guardian of that. Like, we cannot let this go out, which means I have to shine mine first, which is really freaking hard,
Yes.
especially when everyone else is like in the dark and can't see. And it's like, why is she so bright? Why is she so shiny? Why is she
Mhm.
doing that thing?
Yeah.
And you're feeling that projection from other people and judgment and all those things, but then it's reflecting back to you, like what you need to work on. Like, oh, are you afraid of judgment, Tami? Are you still got that little abandonment wound? And if they judge you, it's like, so it's like, it in your soul. It's like, God, I got to work through this shit so I can continue to shine that light, because otherwise I will dim it.
Yep.
Oddly enough, the intro to my podcast, the whole hot dog thing, immediately that told me you're too much, a little
Yep.
too bright. Turn it down, Tami.
Yeah.
And so that's what's wild about this. And that's why I love doing inner child work, is because it's the things that we tend to struggle with in our adult life
Mm-hmm.
that you were either told not to do, that you were made fun of,
Yep.
that you didn't receive. Like, it all comes back to that. And it's like this, well, this is the piece of the puzzle that you needed to, it's just right here. But it's like in this lifelong thing and struggle. And you're like, oh, what? I just needed to turn my light all the way on. Like, that seems easy enough. And then you're like, yeah, but then ego's like, yeah, but I've also spent your entire life protecting you from that very thing and that fear.
Mhm.
So you're going to have to get through me to get to that. And I was like, because
Yeah.
yeah, it could seem so easy. Like, oh, here's your wound. Here's how you heal that.
Mhm.
Oh, done. But
Yeah.
you and I both know it's a little more complicated than that. But we are here as way showers to show people the way through it. And if we're not willing to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And you're right. Even for me, like, I know that there's been areas that I have needed to work that are literally blocking me from stepping into my fullness, and that I'm only going to be able to serve and get people so far.
Mm-hmm.
What depth are you willing to go in your own story, in your own journey, in your own healing, Tami, so that way you can take people that far in theirs? And that happened to me. And that's why I took 3 years off from leading group programs, because I
Yeah.
got, to this fence, and then everyone came with me and they're like, okay, now what, Tami? And I was like, because that required a new level from me. And that's when I moved
Mhm.
out and had to start this whole journey, because I tried. Actually, Sarah, the one that invited me, she was the one that reached out to me in 2023. And she's like, hey, I want to do this Nutrition for the Soul program. And I was like, I don't know when I'm going to run it again. I think I'm going to run it. But then I just couldn't. Like, there was something about it. And it was like, Tami, that's because you need to go to the next level here. And that's
Yeah.
what it made me do these last 3 years.
And
And now here you are.
yeah, and kudos to you for doing that. So I have a certification in human design shadow work. And to me, shadow work is also inner child work. Let's be honest, right?
Yes.
Like let's
Very
just
much.
let's just
It's
say
all
that.
something different. Yes,
It
100%.
sounds pretty, but really it's shadow work. And there was a time in the past 3 years where I was gung ho. I was like, listen, everybody needs shadow work. Everybody, let's do it now.
Yeah.
People say that they want to, but they are so scared.
Yes.
So scared that shadow work, inner child means that they have to bring up
Yeah.
these things and relive them. And I think that what you're doing and what we're doing right now is really educating people about inner child and shadow work.
Yeah.
We're not asking you to relive anything, right? We are asking you to walk with us so
Mhm.
that you can see the beauty that
Yeah.
this life has to offer when you let go of those things that have been protecting you for
Yeah.
far too long,
Yeah.
right? What a gift and what a gift it is. What an honor it is when
Truly.
people trust us
Oh, yeah.
with this, right? And in order for us to truly make that difference, we have to go through it. And
Mhm.
that doesn't mean that we're going to have good days all the time, right?
No.
But I think it's
No.
really important for people to realize that
Yeah.
even those of us that are helping, we
Mhm.
also need help. This is a cycle. The people that we help that are just, coming into this world, we get to help them. And then our mentors get to help us. And it is such a beautiful circle of life that we get to do this.
Yeah.
How beautiful is it that our souls chose to be the helpers?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of another way that I would want to spend my life. I want to leave a legacy of being somebody who helped. And I think that that's exactly what you do, right? Like, there's just no way that we will not be helping people in some way, shape, or form. My brain is like, we don't call in people to not do big things. The magic that called you in
Yeah.
isn't the magic of playing small. This
No.
is the magic
This
of
was
like,
a freaking plane ticket across the freaking
this
United
is fire
States.
horse, baby. This
Fire
is
horse.
fire horse.
Truly. Oh, and I've been talking on about that for weeks. For
Yeah.
weeks. And I'm hoping that anyone listening is like, oh shit. Like, she's not lying, because if you followed along, I didn't know this was going to happen a month ago when I started talking about this and the
Yeah.
final shedding and what's happened for both me and you, to then
Yeah.
be in this energy. We're like, let's go. It's
Yeah.
time. Like, it's
It is so
so
time.
clear. You cannot deny
Yeah.
what that
100%.
feeling is out there right now. And I've said a million times, like, I'm getting on that damn horse. Right. And I guess you're coming with
Yeah.
me. So, and that's just
You
it.
know
It's
what?
like, who's coming? Who's coming? Because the energy is now for us to seize this now, to make these big changes in our lives now, to say, fuck it, I'm in. I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, one of the women that's also going to be in the program, we did her call, I think it was that Friday. And she's like, I
Uh-huh.
don't even really know like what the program is. She's like, I just know that I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
here. I'm like, fuck yes. Like, that's what I want, is people that just like, I don't know. And even I don't know exactly how it's all going to unfold, but I'm so excited to use my gifts and my intuitive abilities to ebb and flow and put in what I think needs to be there
Mhm.
to create this experience for the women specifically in here, saying, let's fucking go. It's
Oh, yeah.
time. Like, that's
100%.
powerful.
And it's even like in the astrology and
Right?
in the human design. I I will tell you, because I can't help myself, Saturn and Neptune are in gate 25 in human design. And that is the gate of universal love.
Ooh.
And when we take a look at that from the lens of a three frequencies, the shadow, the gift, and the city, like gene keys, it's constriction as the shadow.
Ooh.
How many of us are literally tying ourselves up saying, I can't do this because X, Y, and Z. I see it like a straitjacket, right? How many of us are just holding on to all of these beliefs because we don't know what else to do?
Yeah.
So we're constricting ourselves.
Yeah.
In the gift, it is about loving yourself.
Ooh.
Loving yourself. And then in the divine essence of it, it is universal love. Because when you realize that loving yourself is really helping everybody, we're all connected. And this is the energy that is going to be in 2026, Neptune and Saturn. Saturn is our teacher, teaching us this is a year of saying, stripping the old identities, who you thought you were, the world
Yeah.
told you had to be.
Yeah.
2026 is like, hey, guess what? That's
Hey.
not who you are. And
Uh-huh.
here's an opportunity to really go in deep and learn to love yourself at such a high level that all that hating is just going to make you laugh. My gosh, like the nourished woman. I'm 100% certain that you had no idea that Gate 25 was going to be activated in 2026 in
Nope.
human design.
Absolutely not. Well, and then when you said that, I was like, I had no idea I was even running this program until mid-November.
Yeah.
It was just like, it is time, Tami. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
shoot. Like, okay, I guess here we go. But it has felt so divinely guided, and the timeline of everything. Like, I couldn't even make this stuff up. Like, I wanted to claim it like I actually planned it, but I'm also Sagittarius, so everyone knows that's not true.
Speaking of Sagittarius,
Yes.
Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is in Cancer right now. Cancer is the sign of the mother, the nourisher, the ruler of the fourth house. Guess what? Do you know when Jupiter is in Cancer until June? When does the nourishment
Oh my
begin?
gosh.
When does the nourishment?
June.
In June. And then guess where it goes? Into Leo.
Oof.
The fire. The
Boom.
here I am. This is so fucking divinely, like, I can see it. Like, I totally see it now. Like, as I'm talking to you, I'm like, oh my gosh, you are opening this container when Neptune is going into Aries for the first time in 165 years. That is revolutionary. And you are ending this container when Jupiter enters Leo, the expansion of one's self. Girl, you are doing the work. You are like,
I
you
don't even
are the
know.
light.
That's the thing, though. And this is what I want to get across. Like, I don't even know. I'm just trusting. I got the sign. I got the download. Put the program out. Because, I mean, I could be like, I don't have time to do this. All the reasons, like, no, just I can't even let that get into my head because it just felt like it's time is now. Go. So it's so cool to get all of this.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
this is so fun.
But again, I would like to take credit and be like, yeah, I totally knew that. But no, I had zero idea, especially those I knew about. Well, not even, because in December, I wasn't aware of the fire horse and the significance of that. But then all of a sudden, I was getting those messages and was like, holy shit, that's right at the time we're going to start that shift. I was like, yeah, okay. And it's just more and more keeps coming out. So I'm like, I'm not making this up, that this program feels like it was sent directly from God and the universe. Like, it's time. Revolutionary. This is something different. We've never combined all these things in one. Here we go. And here's someone who's going to confirm all of that.
He's literally doing the same thing you are by combining modalities that have never been done before, and it's completely innovative. This is wild.
This is wild. Because when you said that, all the main things, I was like, I love all of those things, but I've never had anyone all in one.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I'm like, I want to know more about you, because you just said 3 things that's like, like, talk dirty to me. Did you just say human design and astrology?
Oh. Right. How do you kidnap Maureen? You mentioned human design and you point her. You point her to the van. I'm like, I'll be there. That's how you steal me. That's how you steal me.
gosh. I
Or
totally get it
puppies.
though.
Or puppies, not gonna lie.
Or puppies. Yeah, there you go.
Puppies are
Oh
a
my
library
gosh.
sold. Just I'll walk there. You don't even have to try to push me. I got this.
Oh, I love it. So one thing someone asked me as I was telling
Yes.
them about you,
Uh-huh.
and they had asked about how you got into human design and how you went from police officer, like you said, there was that 6
Yeah.
months of really just life and being tough.
Uh-huh.
But how did you get into this and what you're doing now? What was that path for you?
That is an excellent question. Um, I tell people I have been woo since the womb.
Mm.
I have always known that there is more. I have always had this thirst for knowledge. Like, I wanted to be an archaeologist when I was a kid. And I remember my mom asking me one day, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I will never forget the scene. We had the Encyclopedia Britannicas,
Yes.
the red one. Everybody in the
I
80s
like
had
that.
them.
My parents still have them.
Yes. And I remember standing there trying to grab a book, and I told my mom I wanted to be an archaeologist. And she told me that I had to pick a better job because archaeology was a rich man's hobby. And I can remember feeling some sort of way.
Oh.
It hurt. And then I was like, well, I'm going to show her. And I wound up finding astrology. And I started learning about astrology before I was 13. It became an
Wow.
obsession. I was going to the library, picking all of this old information and just oh my God, I could not read enough. All of that to say I was obsessed with astrology. Obsessed, still am. In 2018, one of my friends who knew I loved astrology was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of human design?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And she showed me the chart, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Ew, so
Wow.
gross. I don't know what this is." And then I ran my chart, and I was like, "Okay, this is interesting." And I'm looking, okay, you're a 2-4, you're a generator, sacral authority. And then I saw strategy, wait to respond. And I was like, "Oh no. No, 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 no. Do you know who I am? I don't wait for anything. I don't like this. This is stupid. I'm not waiting for anything. I'm not a doctor. I don't need patience." Like, I fully rejected it because I didn't like that it told me that I had to wait.
Ooh.
You're right. Just a little bit of wounding, just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, I completely shunned it until 2020. It was after my mother had passed. And I remember crying myself to sleep. And I woke up, and back in my old bedroom in the house that I had in Chicago, I had a bookshelf. And I still had that stupid human design book, even though I couldn't stand it. It was still there. I remember waking up, looking at this bookcase, and that human design book was glowing. I don't even know
Ooh.
how I know it sounds crazy. I am 100 I am very aware. And I was like, "What?" And so I get out of bed and I walk and I pick the book up and I open it up and I start reading, and it's like I understood.
Mm.
And ever since then, it was like I could not get enough of human design. And then I found the gene keys, and holy
Mhm.
shit,
Right,
I
it's a
was like
whole other level.
I was like, "Wait a minute. So you're telling me we have astrology, human design, and gene keys, but nobody's putting them together?
I
Why would
know.
you not put them together?" Like, my brain was like, "This makes no sense. Why are we separating these things?"
Ooh, this is
And in May of last year, 2025, after a very big psychic awakening, that is when I channeled through soul star mapping, which is literally the combination of all three. And it takes into account aspects and points in our charts that nobody talks about. And it
Mm.
looks at it through the lens of all three modalities. And what you get is a much more comprehensive understanding of your chart. And when you can understand your chart better, you understand yourself better.
Yes.
When you understand yourself better, you love yourself more, you
Mm-hmm.
have more boundaries, and you are not afraid to speak your truth.
Yeah.
So that is what, like,
Oof.
from that tiny little, I'm not going to wait to
Right?
just having this massive channeling experience. It has been wild, and I am so here for it. And I have to say that I believe working with you is probably going to do something pretty wild to what I channel. I can
Oof.
already feel it. I can already feel in my bones that you have a key to unlock something
Yeah.
inside of whatever is happening here. And I'm just like, I am scared, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. There are gonna be days where I cry. There are gonna be days when it sucks. There are gonna be days when I don't feel like I am good enough. But there are so many more days that are gonna be so much more positive. And if I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for little Maureen.
Yes. Oh.
I'm doing it for the version of Maureen who didn't think that she was worthy enough for a partner. I'm doing it for the version of Maureen who never thought that she was pretty or that she was good enough to hang out with the cool kids or that she wasn't smart enough. That's who I'm doing this for. And I'm really excited to be part of your group.
Oh, I can't wait to meet more of little Maureen because, and that's what I get so excited because I see who you are now. And like, I don't know, it's just this, like, you can see through, like, if someone could heal this aspect of them, like what that opens up for them. Like, I feel that intuitively. So I
Yeah.
get really excited when I encounter someone. And sometimes that's, again, when they're not ready to look at it, but I see it. And so I'm like, hey, and then I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna peace out, but I'm not ready for
Yep.
it. But you're gonna be like, I'm ready
Oh
to
yeah.
see this and to bring her forward, finally invite her to this because what you are doing is so exciting. She's like, I want to come with you. Don't leave me back here because what you're doing is going to change the world, is going to help people.
Yeah.
And she wants to be a part of that because it's almost like, oh man, thinking back to that moment with your mom, like, you can't do that. It's kind of like if you don't do this work to help bring her with, it's kind of like you're telling her, like, you're not worthy of your dreams either.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to
Yeah.
be a part of this, like, for whatever reason. And it's like almost kind of can trigger that part of you that's like, why not me? Me too. Like, I
Yeah.
deserve that too.
Oh
And you're
yeah.
telling her that, like, yeah, you do. And that's why I'm going to do this work because you absolutely deserve to be a part of this because you're going to help inspire this. You are going to help. She's got a whole other set of keys for you. Like,
Yeah.
I might be unlocking this one, but she's like, you should see the keys that I got over here.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I can feel it and I am, like I said, like I'm scared and excited all at the same time. And if this was not the right time, I don't think that I would have met you.
Yeah. Right.
And that's like, yeah, that's it. Like, if anybody is listening and they're like, I need a signier sign to invest in myself, like, I am the queen of signier signs. This is your signier sign. 100%.
100%. When you said that about the keys too, it just made me think, like, if I have the key to unlock that, I think of the key that you might have for me or for any
Yeah.
other person that you encounter, like what that could unlock for someone to know these things about themselves. Because everything you said is absolutely true. And I could dive so much deeper into all of those things. That's why I'm really excited I met you as well. But when I first learned about human design and learned that I was a projector, I was like,
Oh,
oh, this makes so much sense. And this is why I could never go back to a 9 to 5 job because trust
never.
me, there's been a lot of pressure. 3 years on my own as a single mom, there's been a lot of
Mhm.
pressure of like, hey, uh, what are you doing over there
Right?
for that, reliable,
Same.
stable income? And it's like, I'm
Right?
just winging it. But when I knew that kind of work, I don't function well in that. It does for some people, and they can do that, and they can do that daily grind and that in a different way that
Mhm.
lights them up.
Yeah.
But when I learned how I work, I was like, oh my gosh. And the crazy thing about that is when I led that initial program, Fiercely Focused, back in 2020,
Mhm.
I didn't even know that I created it with that energy. Because there were weeks where I had discovery calls and assessments and it was like balls to the wall, like gas all the way down. And I was 100 miles per hour. And then the program started and I got to let off and it was more just checking in because the group was already flowing. There was already the video was in there and I could let off the gas. And it was like this, vroom, vroom, vroom. And that's I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's absolutely how it works. And right now I can honor when I actually need to rest, when I need to unplug, because now I understand it. Like I can't be plugged in and go 100 miles per hour all the time.
No.
Yeah.
As a two-line, as a projector, the more you push yourself, the quicker you're going into burnout. Yeah. The quicker you're going to be like, fuck all this, I'm not doing anything. Like that's,
that's where healing my childhood wounds, because I was doing that to myself, not even knowing I'm working against who I am on a soul level, because I grew up, I was a farm kid. And if you want to be seen, you got to be doing. There wasn't time to just stop and rest because there's always something to do on a farm. And that's how you're helpful. And that's how you get seen and heard. And so I had to unlearn that and learn how to just rest and be, which, turns out that actually helps me be way more freaking productive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could absolutely dive into that whole, like, you have, in order to be worthy of rest, you have to work. When rest is a given.
Right.
Rest is part of this. Even nature rests.
Right.
Yeah, that I feel like is a 6-hour podcast.
Oh my gosh, a whole other podcast. But you're absolutely right. It's like we're trying to bloom all year long. It's like that's not how it works. And the more that we resist that and be like, no, but I need to be achieving and producing, it's just not possible. But when we see like, wow, the seasons, when they actually get that rest and there's fall and there's winter and the spring, like, oh, look how much bigger that tree came back or whatever.
Right. And that's hard. That's a hard lesson to learn, especially if you're a firstborn daughter, right? And I'm firstborn, man, I would beat myself up for taking days off. Like in my brain, I would literally tell myself, Maureen, you work from home. You don't deserve a day off. This is every day you work is a day off. That was some crazy stuff. It's much better now. I can let myself go. But man, at first you realize that. And then there's a whole, like, it's a big ball of yarn and you just started like, oh shit, here it all comes. And whew.
I always say entrepreneurship rips the Band-Aid right off of all your childhood wounds. Like they're going to get exposed. So
nobody told me that before I decided.
Yeah, I know, right? It was not on the fine print. It was supposed to be this fun freedom thing.
Yeah, I was supposed to just create an $11 offer and make $1 million. What the shit? Why do I not have that?
You let me know when you do that and how that works, because I'll sign me up. But truly, your worthiness wound. And you said that about your dogs and how you feed them and how you feed you. And I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, I know what we're dealing with here. Immediately is that worthiness wound. Yeah. And I know, like that has been mine to heal as well. But what's so cool is you know that you are worthy of this gift of being chosen to lead in this way. That's amazing that you can feel that. And it's like,
that was hard earned. That is definitely hard earned.
Yeah. But knowing that and to stand in that. And that's what I said to you too. I'm like, when you're talking about how scary this is, I'm like, girl, you manifested me from Wisconsin. Like if you channel that kind of energy and that kind of intention and that kind of emotion into I'm healing this once and for all. I'm bringing my inner child with me. Just channel that into your healing. Like, holy shit. I can't even imagine what is possible for you if you were that powerful to ask and the next day I show up from 1,500 miles away. Like what?
Yeah, that's probably going to go down as one of the coolest things I've ever manifested. Ever.
Yeah, I'm going to remind you of that constantly. Anytime you doubt yourself or it gets scary, like, girl, we know how powerful you are. You've already declared that on our first meeting. So
yeah. And I know I'm not going to be the easiest person. I have already warned you. I am going to be like, I will bitch and complain and scream, kicking and screaming, but I'm going to do it as long as I can be like, I don't want to, but I'll do it.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's
do
what I
it.
love, because I'm not like a typical dietitian or a health coach. Like, I'm going to get in there and get sassy right with you, because we have
Yeah,
to be
that's the
able
kind of
to
energy
lighten
you
this
need.
up. We have to be able to make this fun and be able to have that. And I feel like that's why it's been really fun doing this work, is because I get to show up just as me and not like this professional, 24/7. I've got to look this way and act this way. Like, that just doesn't fit. So to come in and be like, oh, girl, I got you. Me and your ego, we're going to do a little dance. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
I'm ready
fun.
for it.
Bless you.
Yeah, right? Oh, my goodness. That's, yeah. I am so honored. And it's so funny, because I even said a few episodes back, like, I knew this 100th episode was coming, and there was starting to become some pressure. Like, it's got to be this big thing. It's 100 episodes, Tami. This is huge. One thing you have stayed consistent with is this freaking podcast amongst everything else that was happening. It was like showing up here, and this podcast in many ways has been a healing tool for me. And I've just been so grateful to everyone who presses play and who tries to hear themselves in the shit show that has been my life over these last few years, and just giving me an outlet and a channel to be able to share, because that is a way that I heal as well. And knowing that if I can just step into that and own my story, and hopefully that helps other people feel seen in theirs, like, that's been so healing. And so I could feel that emotion brewing about what this 100th episode should be. And it wasn't coming to me. And I'm like, I could feel my ego being like, what are you going to do? It's got to be big. It's got to be something.
Yep.
And and here you are. Like, it was just, like I said, just everything about this feels right. And there was a reason. And I hope people are starting to see that, as much as she seems like fly by the seat of her pants, this girl is being guided. I may not know what's going on, but I keep trusting.
Someone
things
knows.
just keep happening. And so, just like this episode, if I would have had this mapped out and known exactly what I was going to do for the 100th episode months ago, I wouldn't have stayed open to this, to you.
Yeah.
And we think about that, so many areas of our life where we try to control every aspect of it, and we don't leave room for magic. If I wouldn't have went to Sedona, it wouldn't have created that moment of magic between you and I, for you to be here. Like, holy shit.
Dude, I love that, because I always tell people, leave room for the magic. Leave room for the miracle. Leave room for the magic. Because that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
That is where it's at. Ooh, this is just, it's so cool. So
I know that. I'm like,
just taking it in. Like, this is happening. You are here. You're a part of my life. And it feels like you're just one of those people. Like, I know, even though we're going to be working together for the next 4 months, like, you're right. Like, there feels like there's a reason that I combined all the things that I combined.
Yeah.
You're combining all the things that you're combining. And that was an aspect I wanted to bring to these women. Because I share these random updates and things with energy and astrology, even though, like, that's not my wheelhouse. I just know it and I feel it and I get these confirmations. And so, like, I want to share that, but, like, it's not my expertise. And so when you said that, I was like, say what? Because I want, at some point, women going through this to know these aspects of themselves.
Oh, 100%.
It's about knowing yourself, going within, healing those aspects, but then learning so much more about yourself. Because everyone that's coming into this program, there's no doubt, I'm being guided to lead this program. Whoever is coming in is being guided to be in it with the people that are in it. Like, there's no doubt the women that are coming in are attracting each other as well. Just that web that I was talking about for Sarah, for you, for me, like, all of those things that had to happen. And so I'm like, I don't know, but anyone that is listening, she's going to be in there. So if you want to be a part of this is
come hang out with me.
Come hang out, because obviously we're going to have a good time on these live calls every week. Yeah. And who knows what's going to happen. We're both staying open to the magic that this is going to create. And you can't make this kind of stuff up. And it's not, it doesn't feel like it's that little blip on the radar. If it would have been, you would have said, bless you. I would have said, thank you. And that would have been it.
Exactly.
But here we are, not even a week after meeting each other, and already planning to heal the world. Like,
I mean, it's happening. It's already happening.
It's already happening.
We just have to go step by step.
Yeah.
That's all. Step by step. When we've got this, we've got, like, I feel so good about you and what you are bringing into this world and how you are helping people. And it just, this is, it's magic. What you are doing is absolute magic. It is alchemy. And
Mm.
yeah, you are healing the world one person at a time. And I'm fucking here for it.
Ooh, I love it. Fucking here for it. We're doing it.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Well, I just want to thank you again for saying bless you, for listening to your intuition. But honestly, I'll even back up more and just to like give you that moment. And so people know that moment of surrender is so powerful when you channel that energy in the right way. I may feel like I'm at rock bottom or I may feel hopeless, but if I channel that and I put that out there, like, help me, we forget to ask for help,
Yeah.
to show me the way, to show me the next step. I need help to surrender that
Yeah.
because it just sends this huge wave of energy towards whatever that thing is.
Hmm.
And like you said, just like that, it can happen that quickly. Sometimes we put out those intentions but we're like, that ain't really going to happen. But you're just
Yeah.
like, I surrender. And that is literally how I felt over 10 years ago when I was like, I'm done. I don't know what else to do.
Hmm.
And a friend reached out and I started my nutrition journey and that led into all of this other stuff. And so again, if we can help be guides for people on this journey, like you don't
Hmm.
have to fumble through it alone. You don't have to find your way in the dark.
No. And I know that body image and nutrition and diet, it is sensitive and
It is.
it's vulnerable.
Yes.
It is. It's like just the idea, like even now, imagining stepping on a scale at a doctor. I'm 46. I shouldn't have to like. There should be no fear and no. Oh my God, he's going to judge me. If you have a sense of, I know that this is something that I have to work through, but you think that you have to do it yourself. I'm going to tell you right now, you can't. I have tried to heal this body wound by myself for years. And until we can say, I am good enough and worthy enough to have help, the wound is not going to heal. We
Right.
have to be brave enough to say, I cannot do this on my own. That does not mean I am a terrible person. It means that I am surrendering and opening myself up to divine guidance.
Yes.
And when we can accept that guidance, accept receiving. That's
Uh-huh.
what this, for me, it was receive. Oh my God,
It's
I'm going to
receiving.
receive,
Yeah.
right? Let yourself receive a little bit of goodness over the next 4 months. Let yourself receive the love that is waiting for you in this container. That's just the way I think about it. I'm walking into a container that I already know is safe
Mm.
and that I know that there will be love there and there will be non-judgment. And this is so sensitive and it makes me feel so vulnerable that to feel that good about something that's going to be a lot of it scary for me says something absolutely massive about
Mm.
what you are doing and what you're putting out into this world. And we are all blessed by having you channeling in what you do and this container because I feel like this is it feels like literally I see this in my head. This is one point. It's a map and this is the one point and I see it all like go out in different directions. The lives you touch in this container are going to be touching other lives. It just it's a whole literally it's like a web of healing and like love and just health. I can feel it right now in my heart. And man, like what a gift it is to be a part of that. What a
Mm.
gift.
And honestly, what a gift that you get to be a part of it, and that you chose to be a part of it, that you're worthy enough to be a part of it. Because
Yeah.
that right there, exactly what you said, is the wound that most women need to heal, is their
Mhm.
worthiness. So even just saying, as much as it like, oh, like
Yeah.
I'm worthy of this, like that is, because that's
Mhm.
the wound we need to heal. So it's almost
Yep.
like, okay, you identified the wound, now we get to go heal it. But you made that first, like, I'm taking care of this wound and I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
worthy for this.
I tell my clients all the time, You are worthy simply by breathing. If you are
True.
breathing, you are absolutely worthy.
And now you get to live that and
Yes!
fully embody that and worthy of groceries that are not on clearance.
Oh my gosh.
You are
right?
worthy of good, nourishing food too.
Yes.
And I love when you
I
said that about Nourish
yeah.
from way back
Dude,
in
I am
December. And I
telling
was
you,
like,
just the like the things that I see now that I have like not like completed this part of the experience, literally things were pointing to this that I didn't even recognize, but now I see because I'm past it.
yeah,
Like, how wild is that?
right.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it.
And I keep reiterating this, people, and we can kind of wrap it up on this, is that what happened for you, for me, for this connection is
Mhm.
available to everyone. All it requires is that you pause and that you get quiet and that you listen and that you like try to become this open channel. And sometimes that might mean like pushing away from your desk and just getting outside for 5 minutes, just anything to try to reconnect and get curious.
Yeah.
Get curious about what those ideas and downloads might mean for you. Or when you hear those voices, don't override it, act on it. It's those things are available for all of us. Those downloads are constantly coming, but if we're blocked and we don't know how to receive,
Yeah.
we're blocking ourselves from magic like this. And we just both happen to be very open channels because of the work that we've done for that to
Yeah.
happen so fast. And this is just proof that it can happen literally that fast. When you have surrendered and you open your hands and say, I'm ready to receive.
Yeah.
Boom. Powerful
Trust and
shit.
believe. Yeah. Trust and believe.
Oh, for real. Well, I feel like this is not the last time we are going to hear from Maureen. Hopefully, whether it's throughout the program or after or just even beyond, because I know you are going to be blessing the world with your gifts and same thing. It absolutely feels like another web of just helping people gain this full understanding of who they truly are so they can honor themselves even more. This work blends so beautifully together. And thank you for helping guide people's path and allowing them to fully understand and appreciate and love every aspect of them and understanding those shadows and how to work with them, because that's just it. Same thing with your ego. Like, I want to help you work with it. We're not trying to shun it. We're not trying to no longer have that shadow aspect. It's how to use that in a way that can help us. And even the other day, I was doing my meditation and I had this thought come through that like I was inviting my ego and just like, I need you to be a part of this. And just that invite, I just started to cry. I got emotional because I felt like my ego has been like, thank you. Because I try not to give it a bad rap because it's our protector, but to truly say like, I actually need you.
Yeah.
I need you to help me get up and get going some days. We got to balance out the pendulum and where we've swung so far one way or another. But like, I need you. We need you to complete this mission. I'm not leaving you out of it. Yeah. And when we know how to work with all of those aspects, it's such a beautiful thing in how we can truly find our path and our purpose. And everyone can just be this brighter light, which is, like you said, exactly what this world needs.
1,000%. And thank you. I feel just so completely honored, and I'm still a little like kerfuffled at how life has brought this to me, but it's like, okay, look at this. Holy shit, things are happening. So yeah, thank you. I am so excited to work with you for the next 4 months.
I know.
And all
I
the other
know.
ladies. Oh my God, this is gonna be so much like again, it's gonna be fun. They're gonna, like everything in life, it's not all gonna be rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to get through it because we will have each other as a group. And that's perfect. That is so perfect.
Yes. And it's one of those examples of, no one likes a rainy day, but when you see how the flowers bloom the next day when they've been watered, like, so it's about embracing all of that. And I'm so excited to bring women back together to talk about these things and to know I'm not alone and to share in that and just that, like you said, that universal love for one another, for ourselves, and to be able to witness another woman on this journey. Like, oh, there's nothing there's nothing better. And to already see it happening on these calls and with you, it's just like, oh, like I'm up on that horse, like giddy up, let's fucking go.
Oh my God,
Go.
so good.
So good. All right. Well, thank you again so much from the bottom of my heart, and for blessing all of the listeners, for trusting your intuition, for being open for this today. Because like you said, this is vulnerable. And I was trying to be sensitive to that, but I'm also like, oh my God, I hope she says yes.
Oh yeah.
And
I was like, bring it. Let's go. Come on.
let's go.
Come on.
This could be like a really powerful, like, I'm serious, universe. Let's go. I meant what I said.
100%.
Yes. Wonderful. So we will hear more from Miss Maureen Webb, and I cannot wait for you guys to learn more from her and hear about her journey and updates along the way.
Yes.
If you could give anyone as our parting words,
Ooh.
because normally I encourage them to do something for their inner child.
Yes.
But what is coming through for you to channel that you would like to leave listeners with?
Okay. I love this question because I get to kind of close my eyes and tap in.
Yeah.
So I hear break the cycle. I hear break the cycle, that sometimes this journey here on earth, it's not easy. And we have been so conditioned to continue to always just be that good girl, do what you're told, all of these things. There's no more time for that. 2026 says no. This is our opportunity to break the cycles that have held us back for centuries. We are not just healing ourselves. 2026 is healing us and 7 generations behind and ahead of us. This 2026 is that opportunity to break that cycle.
Ooh.
Yeah. Woo. Okay. That was a little serious.
That's a old moment right there. Oh, that was beautiful to witness in real time.
Yeah. Ooh, that felt good. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. And that's you. That's what you're doing. And that's anyone that is feeling called to do healing on any level, whether it's within this container or outside of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell people all the time, like, this is hard, but you were given a badge. Your ancestors trusted you to break this cycle. That's huge. You are going to be supported on this journey, but you have to be willing to take that next step, and then the next one, and the next one, and surround yourself with people that can guide you on that mission. But you were chosen to break that cycle. If this is coming up for you, it's coming up for you for a reason, because they trust you. Yes. That's some powerful shit.
And it's time.
And it's time.
Yes.
And it's time. Oh, and it's time. On that note, everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this journey for the last 100 episodes. I feel like this is just creating so much energy for the episodes here and beyond, and what this mission is meant to look like and how this podcast may transform. But you absolutely set the tone for the next 100 and beyond. And this was such an honor. And again, thank you all for pressing play, sticking with me through the ebbs and the flows and the mic fumbles and all of the stuff that's happened over the last 100 episodes. It's been a freaking journey if you've been following along.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for trusting me on this journey to guide in whatever way to share the stories. But thank you for allowing me this space to also heal along with everyone else, and to be able to share incredible moments like this with Maureen. So until next week, thank you for pressing play, and stay tuned, because I think it's just going to get better and better from here. Giddy up.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.